during my regular works, one of my friend, a renowned doctor of the city, having heard my last two videos, The Luxury of Aging and adding years to age, he said, Zahid, sir, I have a little different opinion. So what all he told me, I'm going to just talk to my friends today, a doctor's view of advancing age. He said that if you are under 40, one generally thinks that I will worry about it when age catches up with me. And this attitude is impractical self-delusion, he said. A refusal to accept the inevitability of advancing years will only accentuate your personal crisis later on. He said, and if you are over 40, you should certainly inform yourself on what to anticipate for the duration of your lifespan. Old age is a core of fear. A fear of becoming senile, of becoming useless, or even becoming economically helpless. Generally, most of the people senior in age, advanced in age, suffer from all these ailments. And he said, you must tell your audience and friend the first change which is necessary to stop emphasizing the word old age and to substitute by advancing age. We are only old, he says, a doctor says, when we begin to suffer the disabilities of old age and never before. The diseases which occur more frequently in advanced years are actually, he says, they are degenerative diseases. The hardening of the arteries, malignant growth such as cancer, strokes, prostate, senility. He explains to me that degeneration means the life of the cell actually ebbs out. All division slows down and dying process begins then. He further goes on that, but the tissue breakdown are the one caused by nutritional mistakes alone. They are, but also by the psychological factors as well. The natural fact of growing old has removed the elderly wisdom from the mainstream of life and relegates them to a social limbo. He says that is the biggest mistake people do, sending them to old age homes or any other places where they are removed from the mainstream life is the one of the biggest fault. If they have put something aside during the middle years, my friend, he says the green efforts, all these processes will allow them to decay in style, but the same heartbreaking divorces from the life, it takes place. He says a doctor, he says he has some geriatricians, specialists in the diseases of the aged, and they have been interested in experiment made by the famous Pavlov's Institute. He explained me that people have heard this Pavlov's Dog Institute. There's another experiment, he told me, that dogs leading a normal canine family life were placed in a solitary confinement, separated by glass windows from other dogs. The isolated dogs not only became maladjusted after a short time, but often died prematurely. These deaths are due to changes in their blood vessels. which closely resemble arteriosclerosis. We may assume that human beings are even more strongly affected than dogs by such conditioning. You must remain with the family, with the mainstream. Do not go in isolation or move to a place where spend life with the in conditions not conducive to you. My friend, the assumption, he said, that to be old is to be either senile or incapacitated is basically inaccurate, incorrect understanding. To alter the current way of thinking, a revolutionary attitude should be adopted. But it should be a revolution of the old instead of the young. And the change should begin as an interior revolution, refusing to be discarded in the first step for the aging to take. Very good idea. One must refuse to be discarded at any stage of life and remain as useful, as active, as enthusiastic as one can. As an intelligent insistence on their rights will stimulate the elderly rather than exhaust them. And in his, while we are in the mid of the walk and coming to the end, after having spoken so many things, he recommended certain things. He says, and these recommendations he made after his personal experience dealing with elderly people. First, he said, a respect for advancing age must be restored to our thinking. Very important. Such a respect will bring the aged back into the family unit. Secondly, he says, automatic age brackets must be eliminated in industrial and civil organization. No one should be retired at the age of 60 or 65 unless he or she chooses, or unless he or she she is medically unfit or medically necessary to retire them. Workers should be transferred from strenuous jobs to position where their experience makes them valuable assets. With the fear of the useless retirement removed, wage earners will feel secure in their work instead of becoming prey to neurosis and fatigue lags as their age advances, my friend. Doctor views is so different from normal people. He then carries on that thirdly, old age homes, family care programs and decentralized village catering to the senile are necessary institution. However, we must be certain that those relegated to such a place, they are not away from their family and their regular interaction is there. It could have been advised by proper medication. Otherwise, we become to an old age home or conditions where they are alone. Then lastly, fourthly, said the retirement dream should be uh, realistic. We should not have our decay accelerated by purposeless activities. Always be involved in a purposeful activities and always be in a look for an opportunity so that you are learning something new and use your time, and that creativity, that desire to learn something well within your families, enjoying the normal things happening, will enhances your age and makes it more livable. And remember, my friend, the doctor says that family units and purposeful uh, or creative involvement is keystone for our senior citizens. Food for thought. The doctor's view of advancing age. Thank you very much.